What's going on, guys? We're at the Honda store today. We're looking at generators. We got the EU 2200s, and then they've got the 3000, and the 2200s are only like $1,200 online. The 3000 is like almost, it's like $2,500 or more. So there's the 3000. But what's cool is these 2200s, all of them, the 3200 is fuel injected. The 2200s, you can splice them together. So can you on the 3200, but you can splice them together, like daisy chain them together. And since these are like less than half the price, basically, they're like half the price, but they produce 2/3 the power, you're almost better off just going with a 2200, and then if you end up maxing it out, you end up getting another 2200 is really where my mind is right now. So just looking at the generators, so you can see here they're nice little guys, and then they make this one called an EB, B as in boy, and it has more rugged internal components because it's made for industrial use, but they said it has a shorter warranty. But then the funny thing is, I'm like, okay, so what if the motor blows up? It's covered? They go, no. I'm like, well, what's the warranty cover? They're like, manufacturer defects. I'm like, well, then who cares how long the warranty is? If you're going to know if there's a manufacturer defect within like the first couple times of using it, right? So at that point, it's really the only thing that's going to work or not work is the motor failing. Anyway, they said you got to definitely run the fuel out of them every time. You can't let the fuel linger inside of them more than 3 weeks with all the additives in the fuel. And I said, I understand that. So anyhow, just but they didn't have any EBs there that I saw. They were all the consumer grade version. So anyway, okay, so let's talk brakes again. Those of you who saw the episode yesterday, I pulled it down out of courtesy to the named source, which I'm not gonna what I'll do is I'll tell you this. Dane Arnold is a good dude over at Skig and Doggy Performance. You tell him Brandon from YouTube, Brandon Vet Titan sent you. He should take good care of you. But anyway, I was too far off on the price to leave it up because there's 3 different pads. There's one set of rears, which do not have the copper, but then for the fronts, there's 2 different versions, and I think one version has the copper because it's race only. And ironically, those are less expensive because they're the older variant that used to exist on the C7 ZR1. You see, for the ceramic brake pads. So anyway, they're less expensive for the race pads. So I was giving you guys some bogus numbers yesterday because if I was going to get them, General Motors and their suppliers have to advertise it that they're off-road use only because that's the law. I'd probably throw them on the damn car. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, the title of this video, other than Honda generators, is probably going to be something along the lines of, and this is my personal experience. This isn't for everybody, and I understand that in other situations you might get a different result. But for those of you who watch the channel and see how fast myself and people like the anonymous driver and these people drive, okay, I think that this is going to apply to 99% of you if you don't go to the racetrack, okay? So, what am I getting at? The ceramic brakes are less expensive to own than the steel brakes to maintain. You say, well, what are you talking about? Well, I've always heard that the ceramic brakes are more expensive to own, which they are if you spider web the rotors. And how do you spider web the rotors? Where you get cracks in between the holes in the rotors? You take them to the racetrack and you get that super heat going for a long time. Now, with that said, you guys have seen how fast I drive the cars. So with that said, my rotors are not spider webbed yet at 50,000 miles. Why does that matter? Because there's no wear on the rotor. The rotor is still the same thickness as it was when this whole thing started, basically. So all I have to do to get my brakes up to snuff on the Z06, assuming I buy new brake pads for it before I turn it in on Lemon, is like $1,500 tops for me. Okay, close, like $1,200, $1,500, somewhere in that ballpark, depending on which. Anyway, the point is, that's for fronts and rears. If you make friends with people at parts departments around the country, you can do pretty well. Okay, you can. And then also a shout out to the guys at KNS Brakes. They've got pads as well for these that they can get their hands on, I believe. They're good guys. But anyway, the point is, when I had my car that hit the bear, just before I hit the bear, I literally just got the brakes replaced the day before. $3,000 to get the brakes replaced just the day before. Okay, now what's this cop here doing? He's pulling out. I wonder if he's after me or if he's after that little Subaru that was going quick. I was not going fast. I don't know why that cop pulled up. I was going really slow. But anyway, okay, he's not pulling out. He's just chilling. So what was I saying? I just replaced the brakes on the car the day before I hit the bear. I spent over $3,000 for new rotors and new pads on the steel brake car because the steel rotors were worn down so much. Okay. I just took a wrong turn. I'm pulling up to somebody's silo. It's got its own personal train track. Silo with a train track. Anyway, I thought this was the road I was looking for. It's not. So hear me out. The rotors on the steel brake car, I wore those down. You follow me? Now, did I drive the steel brake car harder than the ceramic brake car? Maybe a little bit. I might have had some more mountain run roads in it with super late braking than I've done on the ceramic brake car. That is a possibility. Because after the steel brake car mishap happened, I kind of just took that as a warning lesson that I need to chill out on these mountain roads a little bit with these e-diff glitches that can happen. Animals are one thing, e-diff glitches are another. So, but I still have ran the ceramic brake car hard enough to where if it was going to do something to the rotors, it would have done it. Okay? So there would be some sort of wear to the rotors. There's like no wear, virtually no wear whatsoever on those rotors. So again, $1,500 for the pads on the ceramic rotors at 50,000 miles, or pads and rotors at 30,000 miles. See what I'm saying? And they cost twice as much. It was over $3,000. So I hope that helps you guys understand something. But if you do go to the racetrack and you know you're going to be wearing your brakes out a lot, then obviously the ceramic brakes will cost you more money. Most people don't even keep their Corvette to 50,000 miles. And if you don't race it at the racetrack, take it to the racetrack, then the ceramic brakes are going to last the life that you own the vehicle. All right? See ya.